Most individuals are attracted to city life, particularly those who dwell in tiny villages and rural areas. However, it should always be remembered that city life is not for everyone. It is far more challenging than suburban life and moves at a much faster pace. Welcome to Planet Lux, and in this video we'll take a look at several reasons why people are done living in big cities. Once upon a time, many believed that city living was the way of the future. It most emphatically isn't, at least not any longer. Suburban living is seeing a second boom as millennials flee cities and their exorbitant pricing, eventually settling in a more cheap environment where they can finally afford housing. While official data is yet unavailable, the most recent census claims that millennials are fleeing cities, ushering in a true suburbia boom. Here are some of the main causes for this movement. Number 10. Living expenses. Living in a city may be costly, especially in larger cities. Although the perks offered are substantial, so may the cost of living. Salary levels in cities are higher than in rural areas, but so is the expense of living. Commodity prices have also risen as a result of the high concentration of people and increasing demand. The desire and need to live in cities has drawn a great number of individuals to the city. As a result, there is a high demand for homes and residential spaces. As a result of the scarcity of serviced land in large cities, rents and housing prices skyrocket. In the metropolis, buying a house outright is likewise prohibitively expensive. Although there are many work prospects in the city, there are also many people competing for a single position. This can be aggravating when looking for work. Even if there are thousands of job ads in the newspaper, you'll remain unemployed, especially if the city's economy is weak. The daily search, commute, and rental expenses will add to the financial disadvantage. Number 9. Scarcity of space. The majority of apartments in major cities are often small. It is also uncommon to have extra space outside your house or apartment, such as a grass or a yard. Sharing a common wall with your neighbors and being creative in how you use your space are key characteristics for living a happy life in the city. Only in the parks will you be able to experience greenery or engage in physical activities for good health in the city. Because of the amount of greenery and open space in rural areas, this is not the case. Number 8. Traffic. Traffic is the city's worst nightmare, especially in the central business district or central area. A substantial majority of the population prefers private transportation to public transport. As a result, avoiding traffic in urban areas is impossible. Because of this headache, you always have to leave your house early. When compared to rural areas, parking in cities can be a huge issue. Parking permits must be purchased in several urban areas. Free ones disappear like hotcakes. You may have to park your car on the street a few blocks away from your location. The crime rate in the city is higher than in the rural areas. Because of rising poverty in the metropolitan areas, people are more tempted to rob or steal. Number 7. Health. Living in a city is commonly associated with a decrease in physical activity. There are few natural spaces, and the urban lifestyle leaves people with little or no time to exercise. Those who are serious about maintaining their health through exercise look for gyms. Those who live in a small town, on the other hand, may still have access to open areas and green places. Rural life provides more physical activity, which reduces the need for a gym in most circumstances. Number 6. Lack of privacy. Living in a congested metropolis is a necessary requirement of the urban lifestyle. Due to the paucity of space in the city context, this precipitates a decline in privacy. The close proximity of the buildings, flats with a common wall, and excessively crowded apartments have resulted in a significant reduction in space and privacy. Number 5. Community. The majority of individuals in cities are quite individualistic and pay little or no attention to the affairs of others. A strong feeling of community is essential since many problems may be solved as a group, as is the case in rural areas. The various types of individuals in the city can be a bit daunting at times if you are unfamiliar with their culture. Whether you like it or not, you will always be surrounded by people. Number 4. Technology. Technologies are widely and increasingly utilized in the advancement and operation of cities. As urban dwellers grow more digitalized, there is an urgent need to mitigate any social divisions caused by technological breakthroughs. Number 3. Threats to the environment. Rapid urbanization is putting a pressure on basic infrastructure, which is compounded by extreme and frequent weather patterns. The majority of global warming, which is a major threat to climate change, is generated in cities. Heat waves, diseases, and tropical cyclones are all common environmental dangers in metropolitan environments. Because of the city's high population density, such dangers can result in tragic fatalities and economic damage. Making cities more resistant to these types of dangers and reducing global warming are two major issues that municipal officials have recently faced. Number 2. Pollution. Pollution is an issue that cannot be discussed without considering big city living. Some of the causes of air, water, and noise pollution in the city include smog, high carbon emission rates, dirty drinking water, and excessive decibel levels. Another source of pollution is the rising use of motorized transportation as well as garbage from the big population. Waste disposal and solid waste management are two additional disadvantages of living in a big city. One thing many major urban regions have in common is noise pollution and levels. This is due to the fact that metropolitan roadways are congested with automobiles, buses, taxis, and bikes, which raises the overall noise level. Shopping malls are major sources of noise pollution. Another source of noise pollution is the sound emitted by huge companies during manufacturing. Noise pollution causes a variety of cardiovascular disorders as well as a rise in blood pressure and stress. Number 1. Resources. Cities require additional resources such as food, water, and electricity to be viable. However, the metropolitan authorities are limiting water catchment areas and agricultural fields. As a result, many cities will struggle to meet the growing population's need for natural resources. Green places will be lost as the population grows, making it more difficult to live. Food prices may rise due to a scarcity of fresh water and a scarcity of arable regions. Apart from the aforementioned substantial disadvantages, the city also has other issues. Because of the city's high population, the sewerage system is an issue. If the systems are not effectively maintained, people may experience outages as a result. You may feel suffocated at times in urban settings due to overcrowding. Walking closely on the streets, traffic congestion, and regularly bumping into each other are some of the most prevalent phenomena in metropolitan city streets. People tend to take out additional bank loans and mortgage their entire house in order to sustain the city's lifestyle. City teenagers are most likely than suburban teens to adopt harmful habits such as smoking, drugs, gambling, and drinking. People in metropolitan regions suffer from high stress as a result of enormous pressure and workload, which leads to depression. The demand for housing in this area exceeds the availability, putting a strain on the city's infrastructure. The majority of city dwellers are exposed to unhealthy and aberrant lifestyles, which result in a slew of health issues. The ratio of pure water and fresh air is low, and the air is polluted with hazardous pollutants. Smoke, dust, rubbish, and pollutants abound in the surroundings. To summarize, we may conclude that living in the city has some problems, but it also has some advantages. You must assess the repercussions of both the positive and negative features of urban life before deciding whether or not to relocate to a metropolitan area. If you are young and seeking a job or higher education, now is the time to relocate to a city. And with that being said, it's time to end our video. Would you prefer living in a big city or enjoy living a subtle village life? Let us know in the comments. Like this video and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos like this. We'll see you in the next video.